guys, I'm just on the call with Tim. It's starting to fill up, so here we go. About my baby, you don't think it's true. Look.
Yeah, send me a picture of her actually. No, exactly.
Hi guys. Let me just see if I can spot Tim. Where are you, Tim? Just see if he is here already. Oh yeah, I can see you. Let me unmute you, Tim. Okay, I just want to make sure it's recording because last Sunday was exactly the same. It didn't record, so can anyone like record it just to make sure we're not going to lose it? Let me see.
I can try record it as well if you want.
Try to, please. Let's see. It's just in case.
Please record permission from the host. Oh, so you'd have to have someone. Oh, Tim's recording. It's fine.
Request it. Take me up. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Excellent. So I've requested it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm still waiting for you to be like, yeah.
So where I can see this then? Where I can see the
I'll do it again. Let me request. There you go.
Doesn't show for me where.
It says it's recording my end.
Yeah.
It's in the corner. It's recording.
Last time it said that though, so.
Allow record. Okay. Yeah. I just.
There you go. You've allowed me to.
I did it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone can do this business.
Yeah. So anyone can record as long as they got permission.
Okay, perfect. So now I know how to do it. Great. Okay, guys, thank you so much for jumping the call. For anyone who didn't jump in last Sunday, we started this series with team coaching us in business mindset. And last Sunday, unfortunately, I didn't record for some reason. What was absolutely incredible, was mind blowing. Oh my gosh, everyone left the call completely like buzzing. Yeah, so today is the second Sunday. And I believe that team will touch base with the theme is the power of presence, right? Of big presence.
That's amongst many other things, but the power of presence, yes. And I don't mean that in a spiritual way. well, maybe a little bit, but we'll touch on that as we move forward.
Great. So I pass on to you, Tin. Let me
Thank
just
you.
spotlight to you, and let's go for it. Can't wait.
So, firstly, thank you for welcoming me back. And yes, Laura, thank you for doing 1 week in my academy, and it is a game changer. Yes, agreed. So thank you for being part of that. So look, here's what I want to start with. If you joined this last week, you will know that I am a straight shooter, and there's no grey areas with me, because I truly believe that if you want to get stuff done, you've got to go and get stuff done. And so if you want to get to the source, you need to be willing to go there, rip it out, tear it out, and redesign whatever it is that's holding you back. And so today's going to be a little bit more interactive, because I want to get some feedback from you guys about where it is that you're at. And the reason that I want that is because I want to make it as specific as possible to some of the challenges or the obstacles that you're facing right now. And the reason why I called this the power of presence is because we are so consumed with watching what everybody else is doing, we actually forget what it is that we need to do to move ourselves forward. And so here's a question that I would absolutely love you to fire in the comments box, because it would mean the world to me to understand what it is that you're going through right now. So there's quite a lot of context to this question in different areas, but whichever way you interpret it. So what if you did the opposite to what you've been currently doing for 48 hours? What would show up in your life? And I don't mean the opposite to the good things that you're doing. I mean the things that are holding you back right now, the blockers that you've got on, the lack of clarity, parts of your life or your business where you feel a little bit lost, overwhelmed, or anxious. What if you decided that there was only 48 hours left for you to make an impact in Arbonne? What would you be doing? I'd love you to know. Please post that in the comments box. I'm super intrigued. I would speak to, in capital letters, everyone. Love it. Look at all this. I would be relentless. I would be speaking to everyone, totally fearless. I'd be more confident. Think less, do more. Love it. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. I would be unstoppable. Love it. I would be far more consistent and focused. I would be an ENVP. Love it. Be freaking area by now. I would be so productive. Okay. I think it's pretty clear. That if, for whatever reason, you was backed into a corner, you would be performing totally different to what you're performing right now. I think that's fair to say via these comments. So here is what I would like to know. Where is the blockers? Where is it that you feel stuck in terms of why is this person that you've just put down in this comments box not showing up? Why is it that we have to enforce some form of time frame, i.e. 48 hours, for you to understand who it is that you could become if you was to remove the things that are holding you back? I'd be more confident. Let's go. Fearless, confident. So let's see. So here's the thing, right? This is you right now over here. This is you in 48 hours. Like there's a 48 hours of you actually on fire. Where's the bit in the middle, right? What's stopping you? What's this bit, this vehicle, this broken vehicle? The wheels have come off. That's what we're here to talk about today, to make sure that you have got a performing vehicle, that you are ready to take yourself from point A to point B, the most confident self, the most powerful self, the person that takes action. Okay, excellent. This is good. So judgment, confidence, story that I'm telling myself, procrastination, fear of rejection, procrastination again, be able to talk to everyone. What else we got here? Self-preservation, overwhelm. Oh yes. Keep getting these down, guys. This is super. I tell you why I like to put these in the comments box, right? There's 87 people on this call. And as this goes down, I want you to watch the other the comments, because as a coach, as I'm looking at these, a lot of them sit into the same category. anxiety, self-doubt, overwhelm, stop overthinking, rejection, fear. Can you see all these things? Can you see the common denominators that's coming through on these comments? Anxiety, comparison, anxiety, self-doubt, which is same, confidence, esteem, comparison, judgment. Every single one of you, near enough, I'd say 80% to 90% of you have got exactly the same challenge. Exactly the same challenge. And the reason that I do this and put it in the comments box is so you can see it for your own eyes. Because when you see it for your own eyes, it starts to become real. And when it becomes real, you can change it. But when it's in here, it's impossible. And that's why this is so powerful for you guys to get this out and get it down. Get it out and get it down. So here's where we're going to start. It's pretty clear that the key ingredient here to you not moving forward is confidence. I think that's pretty clear, right? So let me explain why that's come up, right? So obviously apart from the questions in it. So procrastination, for example, let's try and get it as far away from confidence as possible so you can be like, how's that connect? What are you talking about, Tim? You're full of shit, right? So let's think about procrastination, right? Procrastination, how's that got to do anything to do with confidence? Well, here's the thing. If you're procrastinating, it means you're not taking action, right? That's pretty basic stuff, yeah? So in order for you to take more action, what is it that you need, right? What is it that you need to take action? Normally, more confidence, right? Because you need skills, you need tools, right? You need strategies, you need system. You need to find your own way, right? When you've done that, here's the thing. I want you to think about something, right? Write down in the comments box, give me something that you are confident with. Anything. It could be cleaning. I don't care. Doesn't matter what it is. Confident walking the dogs, confident telling the kids off, swimming, cooking, coaching other people, training, mother, makeup, designing, talking, painting, coaching. Look at all these things: netball, cooking, smiling, fitness, hairdressing, teaching my fitness classes, speaking to other people, the gym, asking to connect, reassuring others, gardening, presenting. So let's get that thing, right, that you're so confident with right now. Let's try to dissect it. So just to chuck out a few things here, right? So what is it that makes you confident when you're gardening, when you're presenting to people, when you're cooking, when you're helping others, when you're hairdressing? What's needed to take place in your life? There you go. Knowledge, right? Knowledge. How do you get knowledge? You get knowledge through information, right? That's what you do. How do you get information? Actively going and hunting it down. That's what you do, right? Pursuing it. Saying, do you know what? Let's just use a hairdresser, because I was a hairdresser for 6 years at Tony and Guy. Just want to drop that one in. That's the fact why I keep cutting my own hair. So, as you know, if you're a hairdresser or anything else that's creative, or you have to learn a skill, when you first start, you start washing hair from behind a basin, earning absolutely peanuts. All you do is work on your tips. That's the fact, right? So you can't cut hair yet because you need to go through the process of cutting hair. You need to learn the terminology about cutting hair. You need to learn the foundations, right, to cutting hair. The skills as you evolve get better and better the more you cut it. But right at the start, you are a trainee, right, an apprentice, and you wash hair. What do you become shit hot at? Head massage. Because you're behind the basin. That's it. How many times have you gone to get your hair cut, girls and guys, where you sit there and you're like, oh my God, Jesus. You're like, actually, forget about the haircut. I just want to stay here and get a head massage off this guy or this girl. It's unreal, isn't it, right? Why is that? Because that person is tapping in to the best part, and not the best part, to the highest part of their trade in that current time as possible. That's what they're doing. They're saying, I can't cut hair yet. They won't allow me to even have scissors right now. I've never even held scissors, right? I remember when I couldn't even hold scissors and they told me to do this. Tim, what you got to do is you can only move your thumb, right? And I was like, what? Only move your thumb? That people cut hair like that? No. Like this, because you've got to keep it straight. I was like, fuck, I'm not ready for the scissors yet. She's like, well, I know. Get ready behind the basins. So what I did was, I knew that obviously with my chats, because let's be straight, I'm a communicator, with my chat and with the skills of head massaging, I would be able to probably earn more money than some of the juniors that have just started cutting hair. Because I would know that I would learn it, like the foundations of it, I would be obsessed by it, right? And so I didn't try to overcomplicate it, right? I didn't try to do anything fancy. I got the basic fundamentals and I hit them with repetition, repetition, repetition. Because here's the thing, soon as you repeat something over and over and over and over and over, you get better at it, right? When you get better at it, it becomes a skill, right? That's what it does. Repetition breeds skills. Think about it. Whatever it is that you wrote down in the comments box earlier, it's because it's been done through repetition. Gardening, presenting to people, coaching people, cooking, swimming, whatever it is that you put down in there, it's because you've done it over and over and over again. And so as you grow and repeat it over and over and over again, right, there's a part that takes place in that evolution, right? And that is achievement. You start to achieve things that you thought were miles away, right? Well, I was like, shit, I never thought I could earn this money just by doing the basics. What have I done? Well, do you know what, Tim? You've made sure that you are the go-to, the best hair washer in this whole entire salon. And so when people come in now, they want to come in just for head massages now. So people are coming in to get their hair washed, not to get it cut, not to get it cut, to get it washed and blow dried, right? Because what you've become that outsource for them, where they can come in, relax, forget about their day, and you've become the best massager. What does that give me? Sense of achievement. Like, fucking hell, you've become the best in this whole salon. Even like a massaging. Here's the thing. When I become the best, what is it that I feel? I feel a sense of accomplishment. I've accomplished what I set out to do, and that was to become the best behind the basin. How did I do that? Repetition, repetition, repetition. Here's the thing. You could then take me out of that salon, put me into any other salon, and if somebody said to me, can you wash hair? What do you think I'd say? Can I wash hair? Are you fucking get out of my way? I'm the best at washing hair, right? So I'd sit behind the salon. I'd be able to wash anyone's hair, like, although it's not a massive skill, but I'd be able to send people to sleep that are super stressed, people coming in that have got high pressured jobs, right? Were literally coming to me like I was doing an Indian head massage, right? And so what that meant for me is that I become confident in it, right? Knowledge, right? Knowledge, repetition, achievement, and accomplishment, confidence, right? Here's why you're not confident in sending voice notes. Ready? You don't fucking do it enough. Fact. There it is. Sorry, there's the golden nugget. If you're looking for something more, something a little bit more special than that, I haven't got it. You're not doing it enough. You know you're not doing it enough because you don't feel confident to do it enough. Here's the thing. How do you get over that block then, right? How do you get over the block of knowing that you're not confident and knowing it's the right thing to do? Isn't that horrible when you're stuck in between knowing what to do but not being able to do it? You sort of shake yourself up. It's so frustrating because you're like, wait a minute. She's giving me all the skills here. She's giving me all the information. She's telling me this is the system, this is the strategy, this is how it works. Why the fuck can't I just voice note these people? What is it? I tell you why it is. Tell you why it is. Right? Yes, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Mel Robbins, brilliant. So this is the real reason, right, why you're not achieving what it is that you want right now. You're giving your obstacles too much meaning. You're giving them too much life. You're placing too much of your self-worth on your challenges, and those challenges are defining you. And I tell you what else they're doing. They're paralyzing you. They're stopping you from starting. They're stopping you from starting. Okay, so you're thinking, that's all great, Tim. How do we get started then, smart ass? Right? How do we get started? I'm going to tell you something now that will bring out creativity over the long term, because that's what we're looking for, right? Arbonne and building a team isn't a sprint. Isn't a sprint. This business isn't about selling products. It's about getting other people to sell products for you, right? This is about leadership. That's what this is about, right? And as cutthroat and as black and white as that is, it's the truth. If you want to grow and move up the ranks, there's no possible way that you're going to be able to sell 50,000 QV all on your own. It's just not going to fucking happen. You've got to have powerful, influential people that are in your ranks that you have brought up through your training, coaching, and have got the same mentality as you, right? How do you get that? Well, you lead from the front. That's how you do it. You become a role model, you become a mentor to these people, and you show them how it's done by you doing the work yourself. You lead. As children, this is how we learn, grow, and develop. Observation. That's how we learn. From the ages of 1 to 7, I do Arbonne. I'm just not that great at the minute. Thank you, Janice. So from the ages of 1 to 7, everything that we're doing right now, everything we're doing, in between that time, 1 to 7, is off of observation. Who's got kids here? Just hold your hand up. It's easier to do that. Let me just go through. Who's got kids? Anyone? Anyone? Yeah, I'm just going through it because there's loads of you on here. Okay, you've got kids. How many of you have said to your friends before, oh, don't say that round him. He's starting to pick things up now. Don't say that. Don't do that round him. He's starting to watch it, starting to pick things up. Or she's starting to pick things up. This is what's happening. Your children are observing right now. They are in sponge processing, information retaining mode. Everything that you do, watch, speak and see and smell, they are starting to pick it up as well, right? Because right about now, they have no subconscious. They haven't had enough experiences to develop a subconscious mind at the moment. They need more experiences. How do they get them? Through observation. Here's the thing though, that observation, creating those experiences, creates your children's beliefs. So if they watch you doing something on the phone at the dinner table, for example, if they see you talking about how you can't break through your barriers of confidence, how they see you wearing certain clothes, the language that comes out of your mouth, whatever it is, they have that to follow. That will become their code of conduct by watching what it is that you do. So you have got to set the bar. You've got to set the standards for your children, right? Let's take that a step further. Let's say that you're now in Arbonne, which you are obviously, and you're trying to build a team. Your team have to become your family. They have to become your children. You have to treat them the same way. You have to take them under your wing, under your arm. You have to lead them. You have to develop them. You have to show them the way. You have to give them the skills. You have to show them what it is that needs to be done in order for them to grow and develop. It's exactly the same thing. And so, if you know what it is that you need to do, and yet you're not doing it, there's something deeper going on. And that in that confidence zone, let's say, is you don't feel enough. That's a fact. And that hasn't come from getting behind an Arbonne product or a video on here. That's come deeply rooted from your childhood, from your experiences, because here's the thing. One day, long time ago, or not so short ago, you was that 1 to 7 year old. And you learn through observation, and the experiences you had growing up with your mum, your dad, sister, brother, or lack of. And so now you play that story in your head. That's your programming that you run every single day. And it's defining you. And it's stopping you from creating a huge success in this business, right? So how is it that we move forward from that? How is it that we move forward from that? So here's what I'd like to just place in the forefront of your brain for a moment, right? Richard Branson, as I'm sure we all know him, right, is a hugely successful businessman, and he has created fantastic brands. Whether you believe in his ethos or his principles or not, you can't define that he knows how to create, right? That's a fact. Excuse me. That's a fact. So what is it that he did compared to what the others did? Let's use aviation just as an example. Virgin Airlines was not the first ever airline. Before that, there was American Airlines, Delta, British Airways. It wasn't something new that Richard Branson created. It was something different that he created. How many times, there's some lads on here, so I'll speak to the boys on this one, right? There's not many on here. How many times, for the straight guys, by the way, how many times did you used to see the Virgin advert come on and all the red girls and the blonde, you're like, Jesus Christ, I'm flying with Virgin, right? Because that's what a lot of guys are like, right? The point I'm trying to make is, girls, you do the same with certain things with guys, and collectively, we do the same together. What it is, we like to be attracted to things of beauty, of something different, right? We are attracted to that. And so how is it, there's got Virgin crew member on here, used to be, brilliant. So how is it that you can have the same product, right, as everybody else on here, but be different? I'll tell you how that is. When you tap into your true experiences that you've had through life, your adversity, your lessons, your failures, right, and you start to use them as a springboard rather than look at them in a place of despair and anger and frustration, when you change the lens in which you look at those experiences through, you will start to realize how many people that you can help. For example, right? I don't mind sharing this on here. It's in my book and all that anyway. So I went to commit suicide 4 years ago, right? I've built my whole business off the back of it, off the back of my story. Now, who would have thought in that moment, when I was coming out of that dark place, that hole, who would have thought that I would create a coaching business that is known globally around the world, sell over nearly £500,000 worth of programs, talk on stages, write books, do this stuff? Who would have thought that at that time? Well, I definitely wouldn't have thought it. The only difference between me and you is that I'm willing to go there. And the reason that I'm willing to go there is because it's not about me, it's about you. Because I wish a Tim Cooper would have shown up in my life when I needed him. And so I'm that beaming light for the old Tims that are out there now, for the people that need me. That's my mission. That's my purpose. And now you need to become that for you and the people around you that need your best self. That's what you need to do. Because if you don't, you can keep going through life and just playing a small part of it. Or you can play the main role. And you don't have to be in the limelight to do that. I mean, be the limelight in your life, in your world, in your business. Lead. That's what you need to do. You need to lead. People need leaders, especially right now. People need people to show up and give them direction, because there's so many people that are lost right now. It's a madness that we find ourselves in this position right now. We're all going and experiencing all different stuff. And I'm not saying I know all the answers here. I don't. I'm just telling you what it is that I've learned and what I've put and deployed into my business to make it soar through the roof. And as I said on this last call, I'm not doing this to impress you at all. In fact, I couldn't give a fuck about how much money I've made. I tell you what I do care about though, is the amount of people that I've impacted and changed their lives that didn't feel worthy, didn't feel enough, wasn't confident, was procrastinating, had anxiety, was overwhelmed. It's my mission to help these people and give them the tools to change. Because imagine just for 1 minute, in fact, let's remove that. Imagine for 48 hours, if you was to just pretend that you didn't have any fear, that you didn't have any anxiety, that you was your most confident self. Think of something in your life that means the world to you. Could be your mum, dad, your children, husband, sister, brother, whatever it is, colleague, doesn't matter. If you got a phone call right now and that phone call wasn't a very nice one, it was about something that could potentially happen to that person, and the only way that you could stop it happening was if you was to show up in the next 48 hours your most confident self, what would you do? You'd show up. And in fact, you'd say, Tim, listen, I need to leave this call right fucking now. That's what you do. Action. Action. Somebody put 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on here earlier, right? Our brains have 5 seconds before we make a decision to go back into our old programming or not. Our instinct is in between that time. And if we don't take action in between 1, 2, 3, or 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, it magnifies. And then we start to play out our old programming, our old story, our old associations. So you guys have got an unbelievable opportunity to do something amazing with your lives. And there are 92 people on this call. Do you know what that tells me? That tells me that I've got 92 people in front of me that want to grow. Otherwise, you won't be here right now. Fact. Why would you take any of your time up to be on this call if you didn't want to progress? So let's talk about progression and what that actually means, right? Because sitting here with my wife and watching the 44,000 WhatsApps that come through on the Arbonne groups every day, you want to be doing this and that's what you need to do. You've got to be on this call and you've got to wipe your ass with this thing and you've got to do around the corner and you've got to get out of this time, miracle morning, get there at 7 o'clock, come around the corner. I mean, no wonder you're fucking overwhelmed, right? But I know that that information isn't there to overwhelm you. It's there to push you forward. But it's the meaning and it's the life that you're giving that information and the category in which you're putting it forward into, right? So here's something that I'd like you to have a little think about tomorrow when you get up in the morning. If you want to be consistent over the long term, that is high performance, right? High performance. If you just want to do your 30 days here and there and all the rest of it, that's peak performance. And if you was a stock or a share, I wouldn't be investing in you if you was a peak performer. That's for sure. I put my money elsewhere because I just wouldn't know what was going on with you. Right? That's the fact. So let's be honest right now. Are you a high performer or are you a peak performer? Right? Do you have moments, right, of unbelievable magic? Or are you just consistently magic? Let me just know. Write down in the comments box, consistently magic or just momentarily magic? Consistent. Currently peak performer. Excellent. Consistent. Peak. Consistent. Excellent. Mixture. Good. Momentarily consistent. Peak, peak, peak. Okay, here's the thing. What message just like the stock and the share, do you think your peak performance is projecting out to this world and your team and your potential customers? It's saying, yeah, there it is. Ellie just hit the nail on the head. Flaky. That's what it's saying. It's saying you haven't got your shit together. And it's also saying, why would I buy from her or him? Because 1 minute they're on it, next minute you don't see them 2 days. 1 minute they're 100 mile an hour, next minute you don't even, they're non-existent. And I don't mean on social and showing up on things like that. I mean within the team as well, right? Here's how you can get some of that back and work towards becoming a high performer. Lower the level of the bar. Stop setting the bar so high that it paralyzes you and stops you from starting. Right? Stops you from starting. If you've just started this business, right? If you've just started this business and you've never sent a voice note before in your whole entire life to anyone ever about a product, then 1 a day is unreal. I'll tell you why that is. It's progression. And here's the thing about progression. You can duplicate it very fast. Very fast. Because here's the thing. If you start smaller, it leaves you enthusiastic. Now, when you was a child, what did enthusiasm do to you? You just fucking, no, let's go. No, I'm so excited. Dad, Mum, let's go. I want to do this. Come, let's do it now. Let's do it now. Let's do it now. No, you've got to wait till tomorrow. Tomorrow? No, I want to do it now. So imagine if you brought that inner child back out right now. Imagine what could happen in your business, because you start with 1 and the next day you do 2 and the next day you might do 2 again and the next day you might do 3. And before the end of the week, you're sending 1 week, listen, 1 fucking week, you're now sending 7 a day. And it's only been a week. Here's the difference. On day 1, someone says, well, the numbers say you've got to send 10 voice notes to get 1 client. I'm like, fucking hell, joking. And I don't know, just started. I've got to know more. Got to know more before I do that. Start smaller. Be consistent. High performance over the long term, right? And now, depending where you are in the business right now, right? Depending where you are in the business right now, you know when you are close to some form of burnout in terms of your creativity, right? Being capped. Let me expand on that a little bit, right? You know that if sending 12 of these voice notes, if you're sending 12 of these voice notes per day to people, you know, you can feel that it's not sustainable. You can feel it. You know you've put the bar too high because it's stressing you out, it's causing you anxiety, and you're getting overwhelmed, right? My advice to you, cut that in half. Cut that in half. If you're sending 12, send 6, right? But here's the nugget. Make sure that throughout the week you progress. 6 on Monday, 7 on Tuesday, maybe 7 again on Wednesday, 8 on Thursday, 8 on Friday, 9 Saturday, 10 on Sunday. What do you think you start the new week with? You've had 1 week, you're back to sending 10 again. You're like, fuck, how did I get here? You started on 6. Tell you how you got there. Consistency. That's how you got there. Consistency, right? What does it take to have ultimate consistency? Discipline. That's what it takes. That's what it takes. I want you to change maybe your association with the word discipline. Because discipline's like, it's like this daunting military got to be disciplined, got to get this done, got to make sure I'm regimented here, this got to be done by this time. Discipline's a good thing, guys. Discipline breeds consistency. It moves you forward, right? What you need to lock into is what is it when you're consistent happens over the long term? What do you get at the end of being consistent? What's the reward? That's what you've got to ask yourself, because otherwise, if you just say, "Oh, I'm just feeling, I'm just gonna be a little bit more consistent." Nobody jumps out of bed in the morning, right? Jumps up like this and goes, "I can't wait to do every fucking thing that I don't want to do today." Who does that? No one. No one. There's a window, there's a period, right, that you get. It's the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 again, where you jump out and you excel. That 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method that we're talking about by Mel Robbins, what that allows you to do, it allows you to set up a trigger, right? And the more that you follow through on that new trigger, that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, the more the difference will be, the change in the experience at the end. And the more different experiences that we have, the more our belief system changes about those experiences. And then before you know it, you're doing the same thing differently and getting better results. And now you're your most confident self, more disciplined and more consistent. So here's a little question for you. I'm going to show you something now. The title of my book is called The Art of Unlearning. The Art of Unlearning. This is not to plug my book. Let me explain. All right. Here's what I'd like you to think about. And again, write in the comments box. What if you could only subtract to solve a problem? What if you, in order for you to solve a problem, what if you was only allowed to remove rather than add? What would happen? What would happen in your life if you had to unlearn instead of learn? What would you start removing fast? Remove negativity, self-doubt, fear, doubt, fear, procrastination, lack of confidence. Here's the thing. We always go in search of something new, a new tool, new system, new strategy, new app. The key word for everything that I'm talking about right now is new. We don't need new. We're not children on here. We've built up enough experiences. We're all adults. So we know what's right and what's wrong. But a lot of those morals, values, and principles have been covered with a layer of shit. That shit has come from your experiences, being hurt in the past, relationships, being told you're not good enough at school, abandonment, lack of attention. All of this stuff comes from somewhere. You don't just become it when you're born. You develop it. I'll say that again. You don't become these things. You develop these things. When you're born, you come out as a clean slate. Everything that happens to you builds up the way that you make decisions, right? And so that's why I say to you, what is it, right, that you could take away that's stopping you from moving forward? Imagine a wardrobe. Right? You've got your wardrobe. When was the last time that you had a clear out in the wardrobe? Obviously, we're in COVID-19, so there's more hands going to be going up than normal, or not. When's the last time? So who had a clear out within the last 2 months of their wardrobe? Last 2 months. Excellent. Just going to go on to some people here. Excellent. So everyone, all of you guys decided that you needed to remove, not add, right? So if you're removing stuff, what is it that you found when you started to remove some of your old clothes? I dared say some of the shit still had the tags on it, and you're like, I can't believe that top was there. I can't believe that skirt was there. I can't believe that jumper was there. Unbelievable. I was actually going to go out and buy one of them. Forgot I had it. Because it's been covered with the stuff that you continuously put in the forefront of the wardrobe, and you go in and you only think that you've got this certain wardrobe that you haven't. You just haven't shifted and sifted through the layers of it yet, removed it, changed the hangers around, put them in all colour-coded, like me, Jobsworth, right? But you see what I'm saying? That's the difference. Getting your shit together. Look, I found a £5, even better. That's right, I felt cleansed. Basically, you gained clarity. You got clear. That's the difference. Because when that happens, you can see your wardrobe now. And so imagine if you had that mental cleanse with your life. Imagine if you started to remove the stuff that you know deep down was bringing you down, that you didn't have to have in your world anymore. What could your world be like? What would your business be like? Can you imagine the difference in the way that you led other people? And I guarantee you would go from being a peak performer to a high performer. Clarity breeds consistency. When you've got a North Star to follow every single day, and you know your why, used a lot, but if the why is so fucking strong, I guarantee you everything else that's been going on in your life right now, you will start to remove. You only just need to experience it once for you to have a breakthrough. So like the wardrobe thing, you only need to clear it out once to be like, shit, should have done this ages ago. Absolutely ages ago. Okay, so I want you to think about if you was to triple your business with Arbonne over the next 6 months, who would you have to become for that to happen? Not what would you have to do? That's a different question. Who would you have to become? What would you have to let go of? What needs to be extracted from your life in order for you to triple down on your leadership, your business? What needs to take place? Reading these comments. I mentioned this on the last call, but I've been watching it happen all week. So I just wanted to talk about it a little bit more. Someone just mentioned it in there, Tina. Comparison, the killer. Benchmarking yourself on people that have been in this business 6 years and you've been in it 6 minutes. And thinking you should be where they should be. It's bollocks. I'm telling you straight. These people, you ask these people that have been doing this 6 years, right? They will tell you that the way that they got there wasn't through comparison. But I guarantee if you asked them, one of the things that stopped them getting there probably faster than what they could was comparison. When you compare yourself to other factors externally, and this is what we do, we compare somebody else's external world to our inner world. That's what we do. So we look at everybody's nice bits, because let's be honest, that's what everyone's putting out. All of their fantastic bits, just done this, just got that. Let me tell you, right? As leaders, people relate the most to stories. That's what they do. When you share your story on a level that is authentic and genuine, people will warm to you more than any other picture of a white Mercedes than you've ever fucking seen, right? When you tell the story of how many times you tried to reach that white Mercedes and what happened in between that stopped you getting it, that is when you're going to have the most impact. Helping people understand what it takes for you to overcome all of the things that you need to remove to get what it is that you want, i.e. the car or national, whatever it is, nation, all of these things, that's what people need to hear. I remember when I first started coaching, right? I used to compare myself to top coaches, people been in the industry 25, 30 years. I used to compare my IQ to other people's, the way I articulated myself, my grammar, everything. I used to do the same. Now I coach them. Now I coach these people. I'm telling you, if you decide that you want to get up tomorrow and put that 48-hour question in play in your life, you are going to enter a world that will be so attractive to you that you won't want it to stop. There will be a version of you that you may have never tapped into before, and all it's taken is what if I was to do the opposite for 48 hours? Just that one question. What would be happening in my life if I just flick the coin over Monday and Tuesday? My relationships, my fitness, my personal development, my money, my fun, my joy, my environment, my career, my recovery, my hydration, my movement, all of these things, my self-awareness, my habits, and go on and on and on. But what if you did that? This is what I truly believe happens. And because people have asked me this question so many times on podcasts and in interviews, so I want to bring it to light right now. They're like, Tim, what is it that you're most scared of? You seem pretty fearless. Well, I'm not. In fact, I'm a fucking tart deep down, but I'm a wimp. But let me explain. Here's one thing that really, really scares me. And this is why I do what I do to the level that I do it. I believe that at the end of our lives, we get to meet right there. When we pass, we get to meet our best possible version of ourselves. That's what I believe. I believe we are presented with this man or this woman, and he's right next to us. And I tell you what scares the fuck out of me. I look at him and I haven't got a clue who he is. That's what I get scared of. I want to arrive at that moment and be like, what are you saying, brother? We're like twins. Talk to me. That's who I want to be. I want to be reaching that every single day because I know that person is giving beyond himself. He's got a huge purpose to help people create transformation and breakthroughs. I know that he's got great values and principles, integrity, honesty, sincerity, authenticity. I know that guy, I know who he should be. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some moments in my days that I know that I'm being further pulled away from that guy than closer to him. Please don't think that I'm fucking sitting on the clouds with rainbows and unicorns. No way. I have to do the work. But my God, do I do it. And the reason that I do it is because I just can't be presented with this guy, this character. I can't, literally. I can't. I feel like I've had a second chance at life. And we've all had adversity in our life. So I want you to think about what that second chance is for you. What was it? And what are you going to do about it? That's what I want to know. My motto is listen, stop listening to what I say and watch what I'm doing. Talk is fucking cheap. Show up and show people, especially this person, how much you want it and where you're willing to go to make it happen. If your why is a different why to mine, and it's your kids, it's about creating that time, that freedom, that money, those experiences, giving them the life that you didn't have growing up, watching your mum maybe suffer or your dad, or you come out of something that's bad in your family, whatever it is, it's all individual to you, but please, whatever you do, fucking honor it. Honor it. Don't let it run in the background and eat you up every day. Make sure that you go and hunt it down. Be obsessed by it. Because if you don't, there is a weight that you're going to be carrying around your whole life, and that is regret. I would rather risk than have regret. So, without going too heavy, because that's the way that I roll, I'd like you to think about what it is that you're going to do after this call that's going to set you up for tomorrow, right? Because it's all about preparation. It's all about preparation. What are you going to do that you didn't do last Sunday, that showed up on Monday where you thought there's no fucking way that's going to happen again next week? And it's starting, it's happening already. Light bulb, this is your call out. This is me saying, come on then. You said it last week, let's do it. What is it that you need to do that you knew you should have done last week? What is it that you need to remove this week? What wasn't serving you last week? What was tripping you up, catching you out, bringing you down last week? I'm going to finish on this, guys, because it's super important. Super important. I was talking about the 48 hours, so let's make it more specific to Arbonne, shall we? Let's make it more specific to you guys. What do you think you could do in your business over the next 7 days if you showed up as if the date was the 30th of the month rather than the 4th or the 5th? I spoke to my wife. I said, I'll just be straight with you. I said, why the fuck are you running about like a psycho on the last day of the month? Yeah, we've got to get it done, and that's when everyone does it, and then like we're all on these calls motivating each other, get to the target. She's like, what are you doing? I said, fucking, what are you joking? And yeah, I've done mine on the 20th. I'm building for next month. Talking about who wants the anxiety, the pressure? Now, I'm not going against pushing on the last day and bringing it all in and feeling motivated and pumped up. I'm not saying that. I think it's fantastic that you come together and do that as a team and lead. There is nothing wrong with it. My point to you is you don't need to wait. You shouldn't be waiting. Get it done on the 20th. People are like, why are you so calm? What do you mean, why am I so calm? I've been consistent for 20 days. That's why I'm so calm. High performance, peak performance. I can tell you for free, guys, to some extent, peak performers are showing up on the 30th, not high performers. High performers already done. They're already finished. They've already won it. I hope that helps. Hope you feel a bit fired up, a little bit different from what you felt from the start of this call. And I just want you all to know that I do give out tough love, as I'm sure you're all you're all aware. But do you know what? If you want to move forward, like, this is not about cuddles right now. Yeah, it's about understanding. Yeah, it's about putting myself in your position, listening, because that's what I do all week. I listen to my wife. I've got a team here. You know, I speak to, you know, all different people, all different levels of Arbonne. I hear it through the script, you know, through the calls and stuff. And you know, I just want you guys to know that, you know, especially people that are high up here, you know, share the adversity, because it's going to make it super relatable. Now, don't give it too much meaning, but use it to be like, look, let me just explain. I used to be here. This is what was coming up consistently. And this was the golden nugget for me, right? Did I transform it straight away? No, I didn't. But are we in for a sprint or a marathon? We're in for a marathon, long term. Think about that. Think about why you're doing this business. It's for long term. There's no way that you can show up in something that you've been doing for 6 minutes, like I said, and expect to be at the top. I mean, what other job or opportunity do you get to be doing something for 6 weeks and then think you've got all your shit together? No, there isn't one. There's a bit in the middle. It's called work. You can't skip it. Fact. Make sure you do the work. And when I say do the work, it's the work that you do on you, not in the business. If the business is not going forward and making progress at the right pace or the right rate, it's nothing to do with the business or the product. It's to do with the decisions that have been made by the person in the business or the product. 1.1, mindset and self-awareness. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you all so much for being on this call. If you haven't added me on Instagram, what are you doing? Add me at the Tim Cooper Academy. I'll put that in here just in case you haven't already. Oh, there you go. I told you my writing wasn't good. At least got my Instagram name right. So you can add me at the Tim Cooper Academy. There's some girls in here that are in my Tim Cooper Academy monthly, where I go live like this, and it is like this intense. You might not want me 5 days a week, but I give it anyway. 5 days a week for £19.97 a month. Like $19.90, it's ridiculous. Honestly, there's loads of girls from here in it, so I'm sure there you go. They're saying it now, and so, you know, get yourself in there, because I have industry expert guests in marketing, right the way through to holistic coaching practice to high performance. And if you want a group just like this, but a little bit more specific in terms of mindset and psychology, get your bums in there, because it's a game changer. I'm not saying that. It's the people that are in the group that's saying it. You can't get better than social proof and evidence, which is going right now in the comments box. And so reach out to me on Instagram and I can send you the link for that. It's 19 quid a month. You can cancel anytime. And I guarantee 1 week in, you're going to change. You're going to change. Thank you so much, Fabia. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, T. Oh my God, that was
Okay.
so amazing. How about, Lisa, I mean, the best point for me was, how about to take it off instead of adding?
Subtract.
I kind of feel like, oh my
Yeah.
God, taking off, you know, it's so much, it feels so like a relief, and, you know, and we all know that we've got so much in our bag, on our back, we're taking so much on our back. And I think it's Tony Robbins who say that, leave the bag. Can you put the bag on the floor?
Put it down.
And then kind of, oh my gosh.
How's that feel? How's that feel to remove? Guys, guys, listen, look. When you let go of stuff, relationships, bad people, shit food, terrible habits, spending money, how fucking good does it feel? It feels unreal. And in fact, you feel like you've reinvented yourself. All you've fucking done is put a limit on your overdraft. That's all you've done. Press the button. Or you've said, you know what, I'm just going to block this person on, you know, social or whatever. That we won't talk about that too much. But you get what I mean. It's that simple. Change, Fabia, can happen like this. But the decision that you make, the time it takes you to decide to change, that's the time that takes a long time.
Yeah, it's so true. I think we make a big deal of adding things, but we don't actually give enough attention for what we need to remove. And it's as important as, you know, adding more, you know, isn't
That's
it?
That's where the overwhelm's coming in with all of these girls and guys on here, is that with so much information, it's adding, and they're like, fucking hell, I'm trying to, like, I've got this job, I'm still trying to get, like, you know, like, I'm taking on this, and especially in this time right now, we've got so much stuff going on that we need to try and focus on, or pivot, adapt, or adjust somewhere, some way. And yet, you know, if we give them more information overload, all we become then is an information gatherer. It's what we do. I'm just going to go on this call, you know, write that down. I'm like, show us your book of notes. Oh yeah, I've got all them notes. Look, I've got all them notes. That's amazing. What are you fucking doing with them? Oh no, I'm not actually. I'm just waiting for more. Just execute and go. Just go.
First thing I'm going to do after this call is remove loads of stuff that we're going to do. That's how I'm going to start.
Your husband's in the background. He's like, no, don't do it.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for jumping the call. It was absolutely incredible, team. Thank you so much. And we can't wait for next Sunday already. I'm sure everybody's feeling exactly the same. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thanks, guys. See you.
Thank you.
Bye.